2:00. This is the time and place for the Harris Ranch Community Infrastructure District #1 board meeting. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Bajent, Clegg,
Here.
Woodings,
Here.
two present, one absent.
And Councilmember Bajent, or I guess Member Bajent, is not able to join us today because he's out of town. The next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes.
Madam Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes of Harris Ranch Community Infrastructure District #1 regular meeting of February 16th, 2022.
Second. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Clegg,
Yes.
Woodings.
Yes.
All in favor, motion carries.
All right, moving on to our agenda items. #1 is our FY 2021 audited financial statements. And we have Sabrina Meredith here with us.
Good afternoon. I am Sabrina Meredith. I am the controller here at the city and also work closely with the Community Infrastructure District financial statements. Each year we put together financial statements of the district. We compile all of their financial information for the year. Put together these statements. We bring in an external auditor to audit these financial statements. This last year, our Eide Bailey was our financial statement auditor. They completed their audit findings. Sorry, they completed their audit with no findings. Thank you. And the only large item that I wanted to bring to your attention is that you will notice in our budget to actuals statements that the revenues and expenditures were both below budget because of the pending litigation with the district. There was no bond issued during this current year, so that decreased our revenues and our expenses. I come before you today with the financial statements to have them be approved and accepted. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Sabrina on the financial statements? Your mic.
Sorry. Quick question. Given that we still don't have a bond issue, are we paying down the existing debt more quickly?
Yeah, I'm going to let David speak to that directly, but yes.
So, Madam Chair, Board Member Clegg, so at this point, we still have the option of waiting, but by the end of the fiscal year, we will need to use those funds specifically for debt service of some kind, whether that is for a bond that is issued or it can be used to pay down existing debt. But we do have some time before that decision needs to be made.
Thank you. And in the meantime, as I understand it, what it means for residents of the district is that they're paying more in interest than they would had the bonds gone through timely. Is that correct?
So there's two different components where interest increases. The first is that for projects that are not purchased by the district, they will accrue interest, and that interest will eventually need to be paid via the bond proceeds. The second is, as you are aware, the Federal Reserve has been increasing interest rates. And so over the past, since December, what that has meant is that any bond issued, if it were issued today, would pay an additional $500,000 in interest. So yes, in two different cases, it is causing interest to increase.
Thank you.
Correct. Thank you. Any further questions? All right.
Seeing no other questions, Madam Chair, I would move that we adopt Resolution HRCID 1/2022, approving the FY 2021 audited financial statements for Harris Ranch Infrastructure District #1.
Second. Clerk, will you call the roll?
Clegg,
Yes.
Woodings,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
All right, and on to item 2. Thank you, Sabrina.
Thank you.
We have the Harris Ranch CID reimbursement. Presenting is David Hasegawa.
All right. Well, Madam Chair, Board Member Clegg, it's good to see all of you again. Just by way of introduction, my role again is the administrator for the district. And the remaining resolutions that you're going to see here today are to provide services for the district. So they are agreements that provide services for the district. And the district does not have its own staff. Instead, it pays the city of Boise as well as external vendors to provide its staffing and services for its operation. These services are paid primarily through bond proceeds and through the administrative levy that's paid by the residents of the district. The city of Boise provides finance, administration, engineering, and legal services. The vendors provide audit, financial advising, and special assessment reporting. Additionally, as a partner with the district and with the city, Barber Valley Development helps to pay for services that are not covered by the administrative levy and by bond proceeds. I wanted to pull one particular service agreement out and focus on it today. The other agreements are lumped together, and if you so choose, you could approve them in a single motion. But this particular agreement, I wanted to address a change in that agreement. Last year, on August 31st, the district approved resolution HR CID 10-2021, which amended the 2021 agreement between the city and the district. And that amended agreement stipulated that the city would advance $250,000 in funds to pay for legal services for impending litigation. The amended agreement allowed for a three-year draw period, and repayments were to be made to the city of Boise over a 14-year period with interest. The district is now engaged in litigation, and if litigation continues, then I estimate that the district will use up that $250,000 before the end of this calendar year. Therefore, the agreement that's before you as part of resolution HR CID 2-2022 allows for an increase of $100,000 to cover legal expenses should litigation continue. This increase is necessary because the administrative funding mechanisms for the district did not anticipate the much higher costs needed to cover litigation expenses. Additionally, other avenues of funding either cannot be used or cannot be scaled up to meet this need. Namely, because of House Bill 389, that bill limits the amount that the district can grow its administrative levy. Furthermore, bond proceeds should be used specifically for community infrastructure projects. Ultimately, the city of Boise and the Boise City Council will need to approve the agreement. However, I recommend that the board approve the agreement with a $100,000 increase. So that is my prepared remarks. I'll stand for any questions.
Any questions for David?
Madam Chair.
Yep.
David, the original agreement called for a 3-year payback period on the $250,000 once the money was begun to be used. Are we going to also extend the payback period if we increase the amount?
So, Madam Chair, Board Member Clegg, that's a great question. So the agreement allowed for a 14-year payback period because the administrative levy for the district is not very high.
Okay.
There's a couple of things. At this time, the resolution does not ask for an expansion of that 14-year period. One of the things that I will bring before the board at the budget workshop is the proposal that we ask for to claim the foregone taxes. And although that amount will be very small in this year, over a 14-year period, it is enough by the forecasted anyway to cover the expansion of that additional 100,000.
Okay, great. Yeah, I don't know where I got the 3-year, but I knew that extension might be an issue. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. All right, the resolution's properly before us.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve HRCID 2, 2022, a resolution approving an agreement by and between the City of Boise and the Harris Ranch Community Infrastructure District Number 1 for provision of professional services to the Harris Ranch CID, and authorizing the Harris Ranch CID Board President and District Clerk to execute said agreement.
Second. Clerk, will you call the roll?
Clegg,
Yes.
Woodings,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
Thank you, David. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is the Harris Ranch CID resolutions. David alluded to the fact that these are just kind of our ongoing operations of the district. And if there's any questions about those ongoing operations, if not.
Madam Chair, I have no questions. Looks like there's no comments. So with that, I would move that we approve Harris Ranch CID resolutions number 1, 2, 3, and 4, numbered 3, 2022, 4, 2022, 5, 2022, and 6, 2022.
Second. Clerk, will you call the roll?
Clegg,
Yes.
Woodings,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
All right, if there's nothing further to come before the Harris Ranch CID board,
I move we adjourn.
great. Second.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Appreciate it.